god, I'm back. It's been like 2 weeks since I've seen you all. I had anticipated seeing you folks a lot sooner. But life kind of happened. Thankfully, you can't really hear it, but I am recovering from another cold, yes. Yes, I know I had a cold right before I left, and then I got one during vacation. Yes, no, it has been 84 years. Thank you for the very kind super chat. Oh my god, you people are crazy and so kind. Also, unfortunately, you all are discovering at the same time as I am, but YouTube has done a fun little thing now with live streams as well as comments. Where instead of showing like the display name that you all have chosen for yourselves, it's instead showing your like @ handle, which is very strange. So I don't know why they have done that. Hopefully they will change it back. But I recognize enough of your icons that as I saw stuff coming through like magical, I know yours came through. I'm like, why is it your handle? Instead of magical. So we're all learning together. So yeah. I know, right? It's so weird. So, feel free to, while YouTube is getting this all figured out. YouTube apparently went on vacation too and came back with a whole bunch of weird features. So, right? Bizarre. It's super weird. So anyway, feel free if you notice that your name is weird. You are more than welcome to post in the chat. Hi, I'm actually X person. And we'll all figure it out together. Yes, no, is this the real Yumie Tsuchinoko? Oh god. You'll have to wait and see when I actually type something. Actually, what does my name look like? I think it is just Yumie Tsuchinoko. Hold on. It me. Question mark? It me! Okay, mine is actually Yumie Tsuchinoko, so that's good, I think. So yeah, anyway, I have absolutely no idea why this has happened, so thank you all for bearing with me as we're figuring this out together. Oh my god, but yes, it me! I'm back! I am so happy to be back, y'all. This, it was very much like a vacation that I have been looking forward to for a very long time, but also was weird to be gone for that long. 2 weeks is kind of wild. Kind of wild. I actually wasn't even sure if, for a while, I was even going to Hawaii because things were kind of up in the air about flights and things like that. It was still up in the air when I took off, but we took off early enough in the morning that apparently that took priority as far as like who was landing at what airports. So I did actually make it to Hawaii. Which is crazy. So yeah, I have lots of stories for you all. I have prepared a PowerPoint just for you all. You know, that's true. Planes are better up in the air as opposed to anywhere else. This is very, very true. Yes, there was, you could say, there were snakes on a plane. GB Noko and I were very excited. This is a vacation that has been talked about for many, many years, but has actually finally happened, which is super, super cool. But yeah, I have some wonderful stories, some wonderful photos for you all. Courtesy of myself, Bear, and Mama Bear. First off, I want to show off one of the most incredible pictures you will ever see, because it is me wearing short sleeves. This place, it actually broke me of the sweaters. It was like perfectly warm and humid all the time. It turns out that the tropics are just built different. It's crazy. So yeah, I was actually wearing short sleeves. You could not pry me away from the scarf though. I'm sorry, the scarf had to stay. The scarf was very important. But yeah, no, The credits for this outfit are in the description to this video. It is extremely adorable. I'm very happy that I actually spent like close to 2 weeks just not wearing sweaters. That was super weird. I think I even had a tank top at one point, and I was like, wow, this is a whole new world. This is so weird. I'm so used to being cold all the time. But yeah, no, it was kind of perfect snake weather. It was unbelievable. And also, this trip was fantastic because you'll notice Bear is wearing a different outfit. It wasn't just Yumie who got a transformation. Bear did as well. Which is incredible. We, prior to the trip, were trying to look for some shirts that we could actually bring with us. And I ended up ordering some new shirts. They finally, after all these goddamn years, have finally started making shirts that are long enough for Bear that have color in them. Up to this point, we kind of just had the pick of like black, gray, and like, I don't know, like various shades of blue. So this was very exciting. I actually bought a bunch of colorful shirts for Bear. He has colorful shirts now. It's wonderful. It is not for lack of wanting colorful shirts that he was wearing like black and gray before. It's that he's too tall. He's too tall, and so we couldn't find anything that would actually fit him and like have pigment in it. But that has changed, which is amazing. The world is opening up now. People are actually making clothes that fit him. So yeah, we bought a bunch of stuff. We have purples and oranges, and there's a pink shirt that he has, which looks absolutely amazing. And he has red shirts now, so we can match. I'm so happy. He actually has red things now. It's wonderful. Red has been such a huge part of my wardrobe for a very long time. Yes, Bear, now in Technicolor. It's incredible. So yeah, and we also found some like lighter, like khaki colored pants for him to wear. He actually had a bunch of shorts and things too, which was awesome. So that was very nice. So yeah, it was a very wonderful, colorful vacation. We actually got a bunch of fun new clothes to wear, which was super nice. And this entire vacation was possible. I'd mentioned it was something that had been talked about for many, many years as a result of Mama Bear, who actually has a model now. Look, here she is. This is Mama Bear. She is the brown bear of the family, a grizzly. All of her children are all polar bears, but she is a grizzly bear. She is a wonderful, fierce woman who is retired and is one of those boomers who has saved up a bunch of money and keeps wanting to take us on vacation with her. She like saves up a bunch of stuff and gets a bunch of like coupons and things, and she's like, at some point I'm taking you all on vacation, it's gonna happen. And then every year, like, we would come around to this time of year and we're like, like, it was actually mostly me, and my job didn't let me take off hardly any time around the holidays. For like 4 months, from like November through February, I was never able to take time off, and that was kind of the perfect time to be traveling to a bunch of places. And yeah, it finally happened now that I am doing this full time. So that was wonderful. Mama Bear was super excited, and she's like, okay, we're doing it. We're going to Hawaii. It's happening this year. So yeah, we tried to pay for a lot of stuff while we were there, and Mama Bear kept like smacking Bear's hand. And being like, no, I'm paying for it. We managed to sneak in a couple of things where we were the ones who paid for stuff if we were able to like butt in front of her in line in order to pay for things. But mostly this woman was just like, no, I'm going to pay for stuff. So but yeah, it's so wonderful. So a huge thank you to Mama Bear for making this happen. But yes, we were finally able able to have a family vacation, which was amazing. And now Mama Bear is just on a rampage. She's like, okay, now that you have the time for this, we're going to go places. So I might be having more vacations like this, which is incredible. I don't know if it'll be anything as crazy as this. Like the thing that I pitched as far as like a future vacation, I think would be going to Canada. I want to go to Canada real bad. I think that would be really fun. You know, we were trying and failing to out-polite Mama Bear. She is too powerful. Simply too powerful. Oh man. But yeah, so she like got everything organized, and got like the whole vacation put together, and then we all hopped on a plane together. She does not live in the same part of the country that we do, but we arranged it so that we all met up at the same airport, and then we all hopped on a plane and flew to Hawaii together. Which is super cool. So yeah, that was really fun. Yeah. It was a whole bear family vacation. This is actually more or less like the height difference between us. This actually isn't even accurate. I think Bear is even taller than this compared to the two of us. Mama Bear is like closer to my height, which was great. So like the two of us short people were just like going around, easily avoiding any of the trees above our heads and things. So yeah, no, it was fantastic. We had a great time. So let me walk y'all through our vacation in Hawaii. This is a Yumie PowerPoint, as you all know, which means that you are not only going to learn about my vacation, you're going to learn about Hawaii today. I have a whole presentation put together for you all. Oh my God. See, that's a fantastic question. What was the most Hawaii thing that you did? We will get to that. We will get to that. There are a couple of things that I think are contenders, but we did a lot of really fun things. It was wonderful. Yes, I know, learning. Gasp. On this channel. I'm not prepared to learn. Well, it's okay. Don't be scared. I promise. It's going to be okay. We're going to learn all about Hawaii today. So some of you astute viewers might immediately notice something about this slide. Hawaii is spelled a little bit differently. There is an extra apostrophe between the I's. This is actually the traditional way to write Hawaii. And it's something that I hope will catch on a lot more because I think that it is a very important cultural touchstone for Hawaii. The official United States, listing of Hawaii omits this little apostrophe. But I think at some point it would be very nice for it to be introduced again because this is how the word is actually spelled. There's a lot of apostrophes in the Hawaiian language, and I think it's very cool. I think it's very pretty like this. So yeah, it also helps with pronunciation of a lot of words, I think. Helps you to know like what emphasis you need to have on things. So yeah, it's the first thing you all have learned is that the way you've seen Hawaii written is often wrong. This is the way that you are supposed to write it. So this is a map of North America and the United States. The United States is in yellow here. There is a huge distance, as you can see, between Hawaii, which is right here, and the rest of the United States. You have to fly over a lot of the ocean to actually reach Hawaii. In particular, it was about a 12-hour journey from like the middle of the United States all the way to Hawaii. So yeah, that was quite a journey. We had a little bit of a layover there, which was, I think we had a layover in Seattle, which was very nice. It's been a long time since I've been in Seattle, and I have missed it very much. So we had some tasty seafood. We met up with Mama Bear, hopped on another plane, and then flew to Hawaii from there. So on the plane, we had a bunch of time. I think it was like 6 hours that we were flying. So that gave me plenty of time to watch lots of movies. And I watched a bunch of them. It was a little bit after the Day of the Dead, but I had missed my chance to watch Coco this year. So I took this opportunity to watch Coco. I love Coco so much. It's a wonderful film. so fantastic. If you have not watched it, this is the perfect time to go and check it out. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Oh, Topher! Imagine if you went east instead. Yeah, no. It's a long ways to go if you have to go from any of the Pacific Islands to the East Coast. Whew, you all are in my heart. I am very sorry for your extremely long flights. Oh my god. But yeah, Coco was great. I'm so happy that I was able to watch it again. And then they had it available on the flight. That was wonderful. So that was great. I will probably next year, for the Day of the Dead, watch that with you folks. I missed my chance this year because things were a little too busy, but next year we're gonna do it. I love this film. It's absolutely fantastic. What is my preferred flight snack? Omnia, that is a fantastic question. I really like pretzels a lot. I feel like any flight that gives you pretzels is good. Any other snack, I feel like there is some risk of it like crumbling. Like if they give you chips or if they give you like cheesy snacks, I feel like they're always very crumbly or broken in some way. Whereas pretzels they'll hold together pretty well. So I like pretzels a lot. And then I like it when they actually serve me like water and stuff too. On the very first flight we were on, it was short enough that no one came by with water. And I felt very dumb for not having purchased water ahead of time because I was very thirsty at the very end of the flight. So the second flight, Bear and I like got these enormous things of water. And then we didn't even need them because they kept coming by every once in a while and they're just like, oh, would you like some more refreshments? I'm like, oh shit, more? Oh God, this is so much. So yeah. Oh, sea salt pretzels with apple juice sounds amazing. Pickled pretzel twists? I've never tried that. That sounds amazing. Ooh, that sounds so good. But yes, no, Coco is wonderful. We will watch it together. I think it is a spectacular film and it is so much fun. And because I watched this at the beginning of my vacation, I just had all of the songs from this stuck in my head the entire trip. Yumie nearly drowning in water before Hawaii. I know we hadn't even reached Hawaii yet and I was already drowning. I also, for the first time, watched Encanto. I had never actually watched this film before, but they had it available and I'd finished Coco and I'm like, God damn it. I want more wonderful, beautiful movies. Let's go. And I had a blast. This film was really fun. I really liked it. It's definitely, like, I think that Coco is probably a better film, like, as far as, like, the whole story and everything like that. But, yeah, I really enjoyed Encanto. It was really sweet. It was very charming, and a couple of the songs really got stuck in my head afterwards. So, yeah, I was very happy I finally had a chance to watch it. That was great. Oh my God, curry on an Asian flight sounds amazing. God damn it. I wish they had served that for us. That would have been amazing. Oh man. And then the final thing that I did on Snakes on a Plane is I sat next to someone who was coughing and sneezing a lot. But unlike the stock photo, they were not covering their nose or their face, even though I kept looking over at them like, are you gonna cover that up at all? No? Okay. So, we'll come back to that one later. But already I was like, oh, please no. Please no. Please let this suffering not continue. When we arrived, it seemed okay. We'll circle back to this one later. But anyway, so we were flying across the ocean. I know, sitting next to patient zero over here. I know, right? It's so aggravating. You just look over at people and you're like, come on, man, what are you doing? Oh my God. So it was especially frustrating because she was like watching this movie on her iPad, and every time that she would laugh watching a sitcom, she'd start coughing, and I'm like, oh, girl, stop. Please, I swear to God. So yeah, anyway, yeah, I know, I wish that people would have, like, realized by now that, like, come on, we went through a pandemic already. Would you not think to cover your mouth or wear a mask or something? But I don't know, unfortunately, there are still inconsiderate people that exist in the world. So I guess this is a PSA. If you're flying anywhere or traveling somewhere, please wear a mask, just for your own safety. And, like, if you are sick and you don't know, then no one will get hurt from it, and it'll be great. Yes, no, for real, be sanitary. It's a great idea. So that was a little bit worrying at first, but I felt pretty okay by the time we landed, so. So we went to one of the islands in Hawaii. There's actually 8. Only 6 of them are open for people to visit. 2 of them, I think, are privately owned, which we'll probably talk about in a little bit. But the island that we went to is Kauai. It is one of the northernmost islands. It's also a really cool place to visit for a variety of reasons. When we were trying to figure out which of the islands we were going to, this was really high up on the list. And after doing a bunch of research, this was the place that we landed on. So to understand why we picked this island, we must learn about Hawaiian history. That's right! Are you all ready? It's time. It's time! The history is here! Let us go! Yeah, no, it is a very cute island. That's very true. Oh, man. But yes, it's time. It's Yumie PowerPoint time. Alrighty, folks, it's time to learn. I've already got my glasses on, so we're ready to go. Okay, so let's talk about Hawaii. Hawaii has a really fascinating history, not just in the United States, but in the world as well. It's part of a region that's called Polynesia. And Hawaiians and Polynesians, not just folks who live on Hawaii, but on other islands in that area, they were the world's true pioneers. So when I say pioneer, one of the first things that pops up in a lot of people's minds is Wild West pioneers. And that is because that is how the word has largely been used. Of like, yes, people in the United States going and taking land that wasn't claimed already, but you all know. You all know that wasn't true. That land didn't actually belong to them. There were actually people that were living there already. So I don't know that it's fair to call those people pioneers. Also, I'm sorry to Wild West pioneers. This is a game that I grabbed that screenshot from. I'm not trying to necessarily slander your usage of this. It's just, it was a pretty good image to illustrate my point. But yeah, so when you think of pioneers, I want you all to now think of something else. Think of a different type of pioneer, because the true pioneers, the true explorers who went to places that no one else was living, discovered for the first time, and set up civilizations there, it's the Polynesians. The Polynesians are the world's true pioneers who did this, and it was absolutely incredible. This is a shot that I have taken from Moana, because I think it does a really good job of showing like the scale of a lot of these fleets that were involved. These were all double-hulled canoes that people would sail off into the ocean in order to find new islands, which is absolutely incredible, absolutely wild. Oh, and you know what? That's fair. If you were also thinking of European explorers as pioneers, it's okay. Now you can think of Polynesians as pioneers. It's incredible. Yes, they were trailblazers, indeed. So, between 3000 BCE, So, you know, a very, very long time ago. And 1200 CE, wayfinders from Southeast Asia sailed the ocean to settle down on new islands, which is crazy. Like, this has been happening for thousands and thousands of years. How cool is this shit? Like, this is amazing. People built seafaring vessels. Now, they loaded it with not only the people who were going to travel all across this portion of the world, but they also loaded it up with seeds of core crops to establish sustainable societies. They brought what would essentially be civilization building blocks with them. So they would load up their ships. They would include a bunch of seeds that would be helpful for starting new civilizations, as well as any animals that they would want to bring with them. And then they set sail to go and explore the world. This is crazy. Humans were doing this for thousands and thousands of years. How crazy is that? I think that is amazing. That is a level of thought and innovation that is so incredible. I think that's really cool. I'm going to talk a little bit about what some of these core crops were. They're nowadays referred to as canoe crops because they were carried literally on these canoes as they would go to these different islands to settle down. They were the building blocks for Polynesian society. There's some debate about which crops exactly were canoe crops, because you all saw some of these islands were settled thousands and thousands of years ago. And there is only so much data that we have on which of these crops were already there versus which ones they took with them. But we do know a couple of them for sure. Oh yes, no, we are going to rate the tastiness of these crops. They're all rated pretty highly. But yeah, it's pretty amazing. So a couple of the ones that we know for sure that were like core to all of these expeditions were sweet potato, breadfruit, which in Hawaiian is called ulu, and then taro, which I know a lot of folks are going to be like, well, it should be taro. But the way that Americans pronounce it is taro, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. So these three were the core crops because they are like core starches. So you're going to get a lot of calories from these. And they're also like really helpful at getting you a lot of the nutrients that you need. So yeah, isn't that crazy? They brought seeds for taro, breadfruit, and sweet potatoes, which is wild. Absolutely wild. As far as rating these, I really love sweet potatoes a lot. I think sweet potatoes are pretty dope. I think they're pretty awesome. Taro, I don't know that I would say that it tastes too strongly of anything. It's kind of a neutral starch. So it's really good as like, if you pair it with something. I don't know that you would want to necessarily eat it by itself. Some people do, which we'll get to in a little bit. But I think it's really good as like, if you think of it like if you turn it into like a mash, like mashed potatoes or something, you can use it as like a base like that. A lot of places that we visited on the island, they would have taro as an option instead of rice. So if you didn't want to have rice as your starch, you would have taro instead, which is super cool. It's super awesome. Oh, and thank you all. Y'all are so damn sweet. Thank you. My vacation was fantastic, even though I was sick for part of it. We will get to that part in a bit here. Oh my God, that's crazy. That's a staple in the rural area where I'm from. Yo, that's awesome. Yeah, I thought that it was like a really solid starch. I think that, some of the reputation that it gets from people are folks who try it just by itself without trying anything else with it. Like, it's pretty neutral as far as like flavoring, but that means that you can do a whole lot with it. Like, it's kind of like a perfect building block for like adding a bunch of fun things like sweet things or hearty things. You can kind of do a lot with taro. It's amazing. It's kind of incredible. And then breadfruit is so dope, y'all. Breadfruit is so good. I love breadfruit. It's so good. Oh my god. So yeah, breadfruit is super dope. It's one of those things that like it has a lot of like, I don't know how to describe this. I don't know that I would describe it as like a bready flavor. It's more like it's kind of potatoey, but like really, really, I don't know if starchy is the way I want to put it. It had like a really nice flavor to it. I really liked breadfruit a lot. As opposed to something like taro that I think has kind of a neutral flavor, breadfruit just tastes good. Yeah, potato bread is a good way of putting it. It did taste a lot like that, which is wild. It's a fruit. A lot of folks made it into like nochi, which was really tasty. But you can use breadfruit in a lot of stuff. It's kind of like an all-purpose, like, do you want to just cook the fruit by itself? You can do that. Some people will just roast it over a fire and just eat it from there. We had some folks who were telling us about it. We actually tried to find some breadfruit for us to buy, and we had some issues finding it on the day that we went, which was a bummer. But we were still able to try some breadfruit at restaurants and some other places, so it was good. It was super dope. So yeah, I think that's really awesome that folks are able to bring this stuff. It was wonderful. Oh my god, yes, no, Bear came up with so many cooking ideas on the trip. There's so many things that we want to try now. Oh my god. Yeah, isn't that cool? There's a whole plant that's called breadfruit, and it's dope. It's super, super tasty. In addition to these, some other crops that would show up a lot as far as like canoe crops are coconut, sugarcane, and bananas. And because while taro, sweet potatoes, and breadfruit are kind of like your staple starches, coconuts, sugarcane, and banana are your all-purpose, like, this is just going to taste good. It's like a great way to get a lot of calories, and a great way to have things taste really good. Coconuts in particular are awesome because you can not only use the flesh inside of it, you can also use the water. And it is now that I will say, I was once a person who had tried coconut water in the Midwest of the United States, and I thought that it was okay. I didn't think it was bad, but I didn't think it was great. I thought it was okay. Definitely serviceable. I have now had fresh coconut water from Hawaii that is actually like produced and bottled and like very easy to get. And I will say that if you live in the tropics and you get coconut water, it literally tastes different. It tastes amazing. Oh my god, it was so fantastic. I completely understand the obsession with coconut water now. So yeah, coconut water, just so you folks know, if you leave the tropics, it starts degrading really, really fast, and it just does not taste the same. So coconut water in a tropical area is so good. It is so good. It just does not, like, I don't know. It doesn't taste as good once you leave the tropics, which is a huge bummer. So yeah, it's like it's almost like a yogurty drink. Like, it's really thick and it's like got the right amount of sweetness, but it tastes so good. It also felt like very hydrating to drink. That might be because I kept just downing them. But yeah, no, the stuff that I can get in the part of the world I live in is not, it's not amazing. It's not terrible, but it's not like coconut water as it should be. So I now stand corrected. I'm very glad I was able to try like real coconut water as opposed to whatever it is that I've been drinking, because it was very sad when I first tried it. I was like, it's okay. It's not bad, but it's not great. Whereas coconut water in the tropics is very, very good. Oh, so yeah, this is what Polynesian travelers would carry with them. They would carry seeds and animals and everything that they needed to start up a new civilization. And then they would find islands that had no one living on them. And they would literally jumpstart civilizations there, which is crazy. Oh, that's such a good point. Why isn't it called coconut juice? I guess it's because it looks like water. Like it's clear-ish like water. But I think coconut juice is a better way of putting it. Yumie slams drained coconut on the ground. Another! Yeah, that was also... Oh, God. Companion Cube, you're so right. It is so true. The fruit does taste better in tropical regions, and no, I'm not crying about that. I definitely don't miss all of these things that I had. But yeah, so anyway, this is a really cool part of Polynesian heritage. It's a really awesome thing that folks did a very long time ago. And it wasn't just like the forward thinking that folks had, like as far as here's everything we need to create a civilization. It was also, once they were there, how were you going to farm the land to make it sustainable, which is really cool. Oh, God. You all are killing me. I am crying at the pineapple. I'm going to miss the pineapple. I'm going to miss all of the fruits. God damn it. Okay, before I start crying over all of the fruit that I don't get to eat anymore. So native Hawaiian societies divided land into what are called Ahupua'a, where each section of land included streams, forest, and ocean. So the way I think that is best to describe this is you'll have an island and it will be divided into zones, and each of those zones will have all of these things in it. It'll have a bit of mountain, it'll have a stream, it'll have an area where you can grow crops. It looks like this. So these are two pictures of what this looks like. One of these is from HawaiiHistory.com, who did a great job of putting this graphic together. There's also this research article talking about how this was a really sustainable way to do agriculture from Andrew Jacobson. So Ahupua'a ensured that everyone was fed and then that the land was sustainably maintained for years to come. It is amazing! Oh my God. Oh, and thank you all. Sky, I'm glad you were able to turn your vacation report on time. Me too. I was really getting up against the clock for turning in this report, but I'm so glad that you all have enjoyed it. But yeah, this was a really incredible way to do agriculture because it ensured that they weren't ever like over farming things. Well, every single zone had everything that they needed. So they had enough water, enough places to live, enough places to farm, and enough like tree cover to get that whole cycle going again. They also were very good at rotating crops, which is something that it would be nice to see more in the world. Turns out the rotating crops is a good idea because then you don't deplete the soil. But a lot of crops that they grew, they intentionally would note how they grew next to each other, just to see like, are they competing too much? Are they helping each other in some way? Which is really cool. So like really fantastic work with like civilization building, as well as like doing it in a way that it's not ruining the land forever, and sucking up all of the nutrients and then making it so nothing can grow. Nope. They were doing a really good job of like keeping an eye on things and making sure that didn't happen. Yes, exactly. You got to aggro your culture. But this was a really cool system that was adopted by the Hawaiians. A lot of Polynesian cultures had a system like this. This is just the name for it in Hawaiian. And they used this system for centuries. It worked and continued to work and continued to produce the food that they needed for the people. But then everything changed. You all knew it was coming. Oh no, this was too good of a story for too long. Then we're here on the Yumie channel, so you know that I gotta rant about some shit for a while. You know that I gotta rant, unfortunately. Everything changed when the British arrived. Oh, the British. Oh, they would have taken the #1 award for, just kind of messing shit up all over the world until we showed up. I guess we are their inheritors. By we, I mean the United States. I think we have solidly taken that #1 spot from them. But man, the British were doing pretty good for a while, yeah. No, even worse than the Fire Nation at that point in time. Yeah, you know, this is the 1700s. If the British are involved, it's not gonna be a good time. So the British arrived in Hawaii. In 1778, British explorer James Cook, quote-unquote, discovered Hawaii. Again, it's something that has existed for centuries before he showed up, but you know, it's fine. Whatever. The rest of the world figured out that it was there. And through physical violence, introduced Hawaiians to Christianity and monarchy. Yay! Woo! Yeah, discovery through violence. Ah, yes, our patented technique. Yeah, so this was not a great time in Hawaiians history. Although they managed to maintain sovereignty, they were able to push the British back because it turns out if you're so damn far away from everyone else, they can't really launch like a major attack on you. They can send like some boats, but this is like the 1700s. And you saw how far away Hawaii was from everything else. It would be very, very difficult to send a whole fleet out there. Yeah, that didn't mean that there wasn't violence, and that didn't mean that people didn't die. Sorry, that was too many negatives in that. People died, is what I'm saying. There was a lot of conflict between the British and the Hawaiians. In fact, James Cook himself was, he did die. On his second trip to Hawaii, they were kind of done with his shit because he kept trying to take their chiefs hostage to get what he wanted. And it didn't end super well for James Cook. There was a lot of conflicts back and forth between the Hawaiians and the British for a while as a result of that incident. And it kind of showed Hawaiians that there was a large, very violent force that was away from their island but wanted to get involved with them. And this led to some profound changes in their culture. In particular, only 20 years after James Cook landed and died in Hawaii, Chief Kamehameha violently conquered all the Hawaiian islands to establish the first Hawaiian monarchy. Now, those of you who are Dragon Ball fans will immediately do a double take at that name. Yes, this is actually where that comes from. Chief Kamehameha was a real person. He was the chief on the Big Island of Hawaii. And up to that point, Hawaii was not like a unified thing. It was like a bunch of different chiefs that lived on different islands. Well, all of the shit with James Cook largely went down on the Big Island. So they were like right at the forefront of a lot of that violence. And they were also at the forefront of a lot of that cultural exchange, which is... to say that they saw, oh, there's a very powerful force that is trying to take our land. What if we took our land first? So that is what Chief Kamehameha did. He conquered all the Hawaiian Islands and created a British-style monarchy. Ah, our favorite. Oh shit! Some of you in real time are figuring out how to change your names. Holy shit! Magical, your name is changed. That's amazing. Apparently you can change your handles, folks. That's actually super dope. So long as it's not already taken, you folks should be able to change your names. So if you want to change it to something else, go and give it a shot. That's worth it. That's dope. But yeah, so this is how the Hawaiian monarchy began. It was because the British showed up and some high-ranking members of the Hawaiian people were like, oh, we could do that too. And so they did. They created a monarchy. But yeah, Kamehameha's Christian monarchy, it lasted over several generations. There were several iterations of Kamehameha, his son, his grandson, and so forth. Their Christian monarchy sought legitimacy on the world stage, yay, and instituted British concepts of land ownership and government. So no more Ahupua'a anymore. It's time to become a real British-style country. Anyway, as a result, Hawaiian land was put up for sale, and none of the Hawaiian people knew about this. So all of the land was purchased by American and European businessmen who turned Hawaii into a land of sugar and pineapple plantations. Oh, God, everything has gone south so fast. This happened relatively quickly. This was within like 40 or 50 years of the monarchy starting. So yeah, it's not great. So yeah, people were like, ooh, you have these islands? I can grow shit on those islands. Plantations are all the rage. Let's go. So yeah, sugar and pineapple grew really well on these places. So they started plantations here. So things were looking pretty bad for Hawaii. Not gonna lie. It was not looking great. Also, some of you might have noticed I said not just European businessmen, but American businessmen. Oh no! Yes, that's right! Americans have entered the story! And you all know what that means. That's right! It's time for some colonialism. As soon as the plantation owners had enough land and influence, they had like a critical mass of Americans on the islands, the American plantation owners violently overthrew the Hawaiian monarchy. They did a coup. They overturned the Hawaiian monarchy violently with guns and shit, seizing Hawaii as an American territory. Insane! Woo! Ba-ba-da-ba-da! Yay! Capitalism. Yes, no, it was extremely rude. A hostile takeover. So yeah, Hawaii went from a sovereign group of people that were doing a great job, just living their lives, having like a good relationship with their islands and their crops and everything. And then they became a monarchy as a result of the British showing up. And then they became an American territory. Now, for some of you who are not American, actually a lot of you are not American. I've looked at my demographics. A lot of you are from Southeast Asia. A bunch of you will be like, okay, an American territory? Is that the same thing as a state? No. It's super not, which is a very, very important thing. So, The United States is not alone in this. There are other colonial places that have territories, but a territory, crucially, does not have any representation in our government. They are effectively land that we have seized, and then the people don't get representation in our government, which is kind of messed up. I feel like any territory that is now part of the United States should probably be a state, but you know, we're getting there. So, anyway, so it became a territory, which was a huge problem because they effectively had no legal recourse to do anything about this. Obviously, the Hawaiian people did try to take back their government, and they did not have the pure firepower, shall we say, to deal with these plantation owners. The sugar and pineapple plantation owners effectively ran Hawaii for a long time. They also paved the way for American armed forces to start building bases and encampments all across the islands. This had already kind of happened a little bit under the monarchy, but it exploded as soon as they became a territory. So suddenly there were American armed troops on Hawaii, and that is even harder to deal with than plantation owners, as it turns out. So at that point, Hawaiians had a huge fight that they had to win, which was they needed to be recognized as a state. At this point, gaining their sovereignty back would be a huge physical fight, and a lot of them wanted to have representation and support from the rest of the United States to actually start taking back what was theirs. In 1959, after many, many, many years of fighting for it, Hawaiians secured statehood in the United States, and they became the 50th state alongside Alaska at that point. And they finally began to start recovering what was stolen from them, because now they had a lot more legal representation and a lot of actual sway in United States politics. They would actually have representatives and senators who would be able to represent them to get them a lot of funding and things they needed. And crucially, they could start taking back the land that was stolen from them. So that is what has happened over the last 60 years. This is still an ongoing thing. This is by no means over. But Hawaiians have been steadily regaining the land and the culture that was stolen from them. Because during the time of the plantation owners and a lot of the monarchy, a lot of their culture was suppressed. A lot of traditional Hawaiian religion and culture was intentionally banned in a lot of places, and made very difficult for folks to access. And once they gained statehood, that stopped. They actually were able to start regaining a lot of what they had lost, which was amazing. So yeah, this is still an ongoing thing, but it has been a huge process for Hawaiians to be able to gain a lot of what has been taken from them. As of 2017, the sugar and pineapple plantations are completely gone. A lot of them shut down pretty soon after Hawaii gained statehood, but it took a while for some of them to wind down from there. But yeah, as of 2017, all of the major sugar and pineapple plantations are just not a thing anymore. Which is incredible. So now the major ways that their economy makes money is through tourism and native agricultural exports. So you will still be able to buy things like pineapple and a lot of other fruits from Hawaii, but a lot of that is actually grown by people who are living there now, which is good. which is very good. It has taken a very, very long time to get to this point. I cannot believe that it is so recent that a lot of this has been largely resolved. But this was really important because a lot of these plantations quite literally ravaged the land. There is a lot of healing that the land has needed, because if you're just planting the same damn thing over and over again, and you're not caring at all about this like very carefully crafted system of rivers and mountain and ocean, you're just planting this damn shit everywhere. Like, the land does not like it when you do that. So they have a lot of places that used to be plantations are now being turned into wildlife refuges. They're being turned into other types of farms that are a lot more sustainable. And very, very slowly, a lot of people are getting things back. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that still needs to happen. We will get to that soon. We'll talk about the military base pollution. That is an ongoing fight in my country right now. It is something that people should continue to fight about because it is ridiculous that it has even happened. I'm very happy that a lot of folks know a lot more about not just Hawaiian, but Polynesian culture. There's been a lot of media that has actually celebrated it and shown off like a lot of really beautiful things in it. I showed you all a little bit from Moana earlier. Moana is kind of broadly Polynesian. It's not specifically Hawaiian, but it's relevant to a lot of Polynesian culture, which is wonderful. And then Lilo and Stitch is a classic. It actually is set on Kauai, which is the island that we went to. Yeah, there's some cool stuff that we got to see there. Related to Lilo and Stitch. But yeah, it's really wonderful to see the world starting to recognize like the beautiful parts of our history as like people. Like Polynesian culture is something that has been hidden away from a lot of folks for a long time, and I'm very, very happy that it's something that is spreading all over the world now, as well as grappling with the consequences of colonialism as it affects all of us. It affects all of us. As I said, as many of you have pointed out, the fight is still ongoing. Hawaiians every day have to resist billionaires and the military who continue to either try to buy up land or refuse to deal with the pollution that they have caused on said land. In the case of the military, looking at you, there's a lot of legislation that I would like to pass that would deal with that would make the military actually go and clean up their shit. But yeah, I also would like to see reparations for a lot of these people because, you know, they kind of had a coup. A coup happened to them and a lot of their shit was stolen. So it would be super nice to actually like do something to make up for that. And we are a rather wealthy country and we could absolutely pay people what they are owed so that they can actually reclaim a lot of this stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of work that still needs to be done, but supporting Hawaiians in their struggle, both through social and financial means, is the best way to help them restore their beautiful home. 2 years ago, there was a really big fire that happened in Hawaii. And it burned up a lot of people's homes that had stood there for many years. 2 years later, a lot of folks are still waiting for things to be rebuilt. But the government has actually been like good about seeing the social outcry as soon as it happened. They put a moratorium to prevent any rich billionaire types from coming and buying up the land and making sure that it would stay in the hands of the people. It's a small gesture, I think, on a broad scale of like things that have been done to the Hawaiian people. But I think that like, I don't know. It's nice that like that was an immediate thing that happened. And I'm also glad that people were held legally responsible. so that money will actually get back to folks. It sounds funny to say, I think, to be like, well, yeah, the law worked as it should, but I don't know. It's nice that like this is actually something where people are getting supported. So yeah. Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, it's also something for you folks to know that like we talked about, Hawaiians are constantly fighting this. People are trying to buy up land for resorts or trying to buy up houses for Airbnbs. So it is important to continue to support Hawaiians to like do their best to like actually hold on to this stuff. Like have some more, I think a lot of legislation about like preventing people from just buying up places to flip into Airbnbs would be super nice. As well as like, a lot of like big corporations have been trying to do that, to like buy up a bunch of houses to make it so then people have to rent. Exactly. Yay, capitalism. But yeah, Hawaii is kind of at the crossroads of a lot of these things, which is why I think it's important to talk about. This isn't just a Hawaiian story. It's a story about like something that all of us are grappling with. And I think that it is amazing to see like all of the strides that have been made, while also important to recognize that there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. There's a lot of shit that still needs to happen. So yeah, absolutely. I'm very glad to talk about this, y'all. I think it's really important because like it's something that even though it's a hard topic, I think that it's extremely important to recognize like the parts of our history that are less pretty, as well as the ways that we're trying to make things better, even though it is a slow, painful process. So yeah, P.S. One quick note, if you are American, you have direct influence over all of this. Please keep up with legislation to support our Hawaiian neighbors because they deserve all of the love and support in the world. Oh my God. It is something that is still ongoing and is still very important for you to keep an eye on. So yeah, it is very important to bring up here. So tourism, as I mentioned, it is a major form of revenue for Hawaii. I'm not sure if it will always be that way. There's been a really big push for a lot of sustainable agriculture to kind of become the big Hawaiian form of revenue, which I think would be really wonderful. In the intermediate time, tourism is still something that is... for better or worse, like a pretty huge part of Hawaii's revenue. So going to visit Hawaii is still something that does like directly support Hawaiians' economy. But like all tourism, it is very important to engage in a way that benefits the locals. A lot of Hawaii, it is only possible to visit if you go to a resort, but you don't have to stay on the resort like the whole time. You can go out into the community and like directly like buy stuff, buy local things that people have made. We'll talk a lot about that in a bit here. Buy local food. A lot of these resorts are kind of, it is in their best interest to keep you on the resort because then a lot of that money just goes back to them. They'll have like restaurants and swimming pools and shit like that. Just leave. It's just the place where you're sleeping. You can go off and actually like do things in Hawaii, which is what you should be doing anyway. Cause like, I don't know, it's pretty to sit on a beach and shit, but like, you can go and do stuff. You can learn things. You can come back with a whole PowerPoint just like me. So yeah, there's lots of things that you can go and do. So let's talk about what we did. You all have been so wonderful sitting here and listening to my whole Yumie PowerPoint. It is now time to take all of this knowledge that you've learned and we're going to apply it to what I did in Hawaii. So yeah, there's a reason why we did all of this history lesson. It's to appreciate all of the stuff that we tried to do. Don't worry, there won't be a pop quiz, I promise. Rated Only channel. I mean, we're used to your hours of yapping. You all are my people. This is true. Okay, so I mentioned that we went to Kauai in particular. This is an island where activists have fought hard to maintain the native land. It is a really good example of like the highs and lows of what Hawaii has been dealing with and going through, some of the struggles that they're still currently facing, as well as all of the really incredible strides that they have made over the last 60 years. So yeah. Oh man, what chapter are we on again? Don't worry, it's okay. We're on the part where we talk about the vacation. So yeah, we went to Kauai. It's someplace that I've wanted to go for a very long time for this reason, and it's very cool. It was really wonderful. So yeah, instead of funneling money back into the resort and just doing nothing but sitting there the whole time, we wanted to support locals as much as possible. So we went off, we ventured into Kauai and did a bunch of really cool stuff while we were there. So one thing that we wanted to do, this is probably the most like, I don't know, Hawaiian thing that we did while we're there, is going to a luau. So I did a bunch, I ended up getting really excited and I did a bunch of research. Mama Bear was so happy. She's like, oh my God, I'm so used to planning the vacations. Thank you for looking up and booking all of this stuff. So we went to a local run luau, not something that was put on by like a resort or like a big corporation or whatever. It's like a family owned business. They have a really beautiful property that is on Kauai. You can go on these river tours to go and see a fern grotto, but we were just there for the luau. We still got to see a lot of the grounds, which was really beautiful. But yeah, so this is the little blurb on the Smith family. I know some of you will look at that name and be like, wait, Walter Smith? That sounds like a very American name. And yeah, the unfortunate reality of the colonialism is that some of our names have kind of also transferred. So Walter Smith is Hawaiian, was born in Hawaii, his entire family has lived in Hawaii. It just has a very American sounding name. Gotta love it. But yeah, no, they have owned for almost 80 years. This area. It started out as like a relatively modest boat excursion business that ended up being really popular. And they ended up getting enough money that they were able to do something bigger like this for a luau. And yeah, it's really cool. So some of you might not be familiar with what a luau is, which is totally fine. Let me walk you all through. So I do have to apologize to King Kamehameha. I put him on blast earlier for making a British monarchy and kind of paving the way for a lot of this colonial stuff. But credit where credit is due, his monarchy was responsible for a lot of positive changes. So while there was a lot of really progressive things in Polynesian culture when it came to land agriculture, as well as like sustainable living, it actually wasn't super progressive when it came to gender. Before the Kamehameha monarchy, luau's were a very utilitarian, patriarchal affair. It was a thing that men would do. In particular, it was like higher ranking men who would feast upon whatever meat it was that they caught. And then all the women were kind of on the side like, oh man, I want some meat. But there was no meat for them. But once the Kamehameha monarchy started, this completely changed. He got rid of this gender divide, so men, women, and children could feast and celebrate together. The luau became a very celebratory thing. It wasn't like a utilitarian, I have caught a wild pig, we are now going to eat the wild pig. It was, I've caught a wild pig, it's time to party, y'all. So people would come together, they would have a huge feast, they would have singing and dancing and a whole bunch of stuff. So props where it's due. While the monarchy itself was maybe ill-advised, there were some positive changes that happened. So this is wonderful. So the traditional feast is roasted pork. A lot of luau's will have like an entire pig that they will roast using a lot of volcanic rocks, and it will be buried in the ground. We actually got to see them pull it out of the ground while we were there. It was crazy. A huge pig. And then from there, they shred it up into a bunch of shredded pork. Oh, it was so good. All they really put on it was a little bit of salt, but oh my God, it was so tasty. It was fantastic. So yeah, that was wonderful. They also, luau's like this that are like locally run will really try to highlight canoe crops, which you all learned about earlier. See, if I hadn't talked about canoe crops, you'd be like, what's that, Yumie? But now you all know, you understand. So yeah, we had some breadfruit, some sweet potato, and some taro, which was in the form of poi. Poi is that like kind of grayish stuff that has the purple and white flour on top of it. It's in a little bowl. This is the stuff that like you really want to eat it with something. It doesn't really taste like a whole lot. You have a little bit of poi and like maybe like grab like some of the meat to go with it. Isaac, that is a fantastic question. Are there pigs everywhere on the island? Yes. Not as many as there are chickens, though. Chickens are everywhere on the island. Chickens are in the parking lot. Chickens are hanging out right next to you when you leave any business. Chickens are running under your feet as you're eating food. Chickens are everywhere all the time, and they are goofy bastards. But yes, no, there are pigs all over the place too. A lot of farmers have to have traps out for them because the bastards will just go and like dig around in the dirt and like rip up like stuff that's growing there. Not even because they're gonna eat it. They're just like, oh, I gotta go find them grubs. And you're like, stop it, pigs. You know, the chickens are always there. They're always hanging out. But yeah, so this was absolutely wonderful. I will say this photo, it was taken from their like official website. This is pretty comparable to what we ended up eating though. I was so hungry and so excited that I devoured all my food. Before I took a picture of it. And then I looked up online, I'm like, oh shit, did they have any official photos of this? So yes, props to the professional photographer who grabbed this food so that I could show it to you all. Oh man. So the modern luau has become a celebration of life, the land, and Polynesian culture in all its forms. And I do mean Polynesian, not just Hawaiian, because while the luau feast and all of the songs are in native Hawaiian, the dances celebrate all Hawaiian culture, including the Filipino and Japanese workers who integrated into Hawaii during the plantation years, which I think is incredible. It's kind of like a beautiful joining of different cultures who have all come together on Hawaii in some capacity and are now all celebrated together. So we got to see a lot of really cool dances. I had never seen this Filipino dance that involves sticks on the ground. Oh God, hold on. Let me look this up. I'm going to get the actual name. I think it's Tinikling. Let me look this up. Tinikling. Yes. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, so my apologies to my wonderful Filipino viewers. But I got to watch that for the first time. For folks who are not familiar, it's where they have, yeah, exactly. It's where they tiptoe between sticks. You have two people on either side that are holding sticks, these really long bamboo sticks. And they will rhythmically clap them together. And you will have dancers who will tiptoe in and out of the sticks before it closes on their foot. So they're trying to like dance through them without getting caught by the bamboo sticks. And it's so cool. Holy shit, it's so cool. I had never seen it before, and it was so much fun to watch. I don't know, I was just gasping the entire time, especially as like they make the beat get faster and faster. So the people who are holding the bamboo stick start hitting it together faster and faster and faster. Oh my God! And the people just are part, oh my god, they have to go so fast through it. It's insane. God damn it, Clay. My toxic personality trait is me thinking I can tiptoe out of the sticks. It is not as easy as it looks. I don't know, if folks are ever able to like learn how to do that, I think that's amazing. Uematsu, my grandparents were stick dancers. Yo, that's so cool. This is what I'm saying. This shit is amazing. If you ever have the opportunity, like even if you just go and look something up on YouTube just to see what this looks like, it is so cool. But like physically watching it in person is absolutely amazing. We also got to see a lot of Polynesian fire dancing, which was wild. Oh my god. I am a snake that knows that fire is bad and fire can burn me. So I would be very scared doing a lot of the fire dancing. But these people... These people are incredible. So a lot of the women would light these balls on fire, and then they would hold onto them almost yo-yo style, and then just like, whoa, like with their arms going, just like having the balls of fire going in a circle around them. Oh my god, it was insane. Absolutely incredible. And yes, you got it, Isaac. That is exactly it. Teeny cling. Yes, perfect. So yeah, if y'all are looking for that, just go and look that up to go and see the Filipino bamboo stick dancing. It is super, super cool. But yeah, the fire dancing was, oh my god, it made me nervous, but they did a great job. They did a fantastic job. That one, that and the stick dancing both had me sweating. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna watch one of these people have their legs just bam hit with these bamboo sticks. I'm gonna watch this fire go and hit someone. But no, I know that was fine. It was all okay. Yeah, I have to imagine that some of the dancers have burned themselves sometime. There were two different fire dances, actually, speaking of. So one was with women who had these yo-yo-like balls that were all on fire. And one of them was this dude who came out with a whole ass stick, and he lit both sides on fire. And then he started spinning it around like crazy. It was insane. It was really, really windy when that part kicked off. So there was one moment where the fire stick did leave his hands. And it did fall to the stage, and he very, very quickly grabbed it again. But I am not going to hold that against the man. It seems hard enough to do that on a day that's not very windy, but actually pulling that off while there is wind seems very difficult. So yeah, no one was set on fire, not even the stage. But yeah, no, it was extremely incredible. I really loved it. There was only one part of the performance that Bear and I like looked over at each other where we're like, oh man, you don't gotta pander to like, I don't know, 1920s sensibilities. There was this announcer who would talk about each of the dances before they happened, and it felt like he was reading a very old-timey script, like literally something from the 1920s or 30s. Like even the cadence with which he talked, he had like kind of a radio voice, and he was like, all right, the next dance that we're gonna see hails to us from our Filipino brothers. And you're like, all right, that's cool as hell. But then he got to the section talking about the Hawaiian dancers. And I don't know who wrote this in the script, but like, they need to change it, is my hot take. Because they're like, oh yes, we hope that you all relax, enjoy yourselves as you watch this exotic and stimulating performance. And Bear and I just turned to each other and we're like, what the hell did he just say? Exotic and stimulating? Come on now. That's some old-timey shit. So anyway, you can just remove that line, I think. That was a moment where we're like, what era is this? Oh my god, holy shit. So yeah, besides that, it was great, but that was a moment of like, oof, I think it might be time to update that script. Oh god. It was super cool though. This is actually a picture of that dance that we managed to take. Oh my God, the women dancers were crazy. Holy shit. They had like, I don't know how you can, like, I'm trying to like do it right now. All you can see is that I'm slightly moving. My hips are like moving up and down. It's just like constant movement of your hips. That shit is crazy. And you have like these nice little, like, I guess like, I want to call them belts, but they're not. They're like waist, ornaments that are made of straw, and they go crazy when your hips move. Like extra crazy. So anytime their hips are moving, their shit around their waist is going crazy. Oh my God. Hawaiian Yumie model when. God, this is what I'm gonna have to do whenever I get a 3D model. It's just like do this hip thing. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think I'm going to be able to do the Filipino dance. I don't think that's happening. My tail is just going to get in the way. Oh, man. Oh, y'all are so sweet. Oh, yeah, no, it was a great time. This was absolutely incredible. Let me call him the pom-pom waist. I mean, it pretty much is. I think it's wonderful. So, yeah, that was super fun. We had a great time. Mama Bear said it was the best luau that she has ever visited. So, yes, I'm winning. I'm winning the good child points. And we had a great evening in Kauai. It was absolutely fantastic. That was actually like our first real day was going to visit the luau, which was super cool. That was really wonderful. We also, on a separate day, we went to the total opposite side of the island, over to the western side to go and visit Hanapepe town, which was the inspiration for Lilo and Stitch. So there was a bunch of really beautiful murals all over the streets, just the welcoming people in, showing off all of this really wonderful artwork. This was one of the first things we saw entering the town, which was very wonderful. It's definitely like you can feel the effects of like the pandemic here. Like a lot of stores have closed down since the pandemic, but are trying to like come back to life now that like a lot of tourism has started back up again and folks are actually coming to visit and things. But yeah, every Friday night they host a night art market where the entire street shuts down. It's a very long main street through Hanapepe town, and a bunch of street trucks show up, food trucks, street trucks. All of the trucks are street trucks. Food trucks is what I meant to say. There's a bunch of food trucks that all show up and park, and you can buy a bunch of food. A ton of people will pull out artwork that they have created, whether that's in the form of jewelry or paintings or clothing, and it's super, super cool. Can we get a little blue alien if we go there? I don't know. You'll have to find out for yourself. So yeah, it's super cool. Street trucks. The trucks are made out of the street. Neat. Street truck as opposed to the living room truck. Yes, exactly. But yeah, that was super cool. We bought a ton of artwork. Jewelry and food. Mama Bear, it just like kind of like went full force. She really, really loves art markets like this, and had a great time. Bought a bunch of jewelry for herself and her friends. Picked up some really wonderful pieces of artwork for herself, and Bear and I found some stuff too, which was great. And you know that is true. The street trucks are better than the isekai trucks. But yeah, so this is some of the stuff that we got. So Bear and I bought these two pieces of artwork, and one of them I just thought was kind of a perfect encapsulation of like getting to be on the beach, like a very nice, humble home. There's some chickens there. Because there's chickens everywhere. And yeah, I thought this was really lovely. This was something that I wanted to hold on to once we got back. It was very pretty. There was also the same artist also paints a bunch of really goofy chicken artwork, which is what Mama Bear bought. So now she's got a bunch of very goofy chicken artwork, which is amazing. And then we also bought this artwork of, this is actually an ink painting. I know it looks a little bit like it's drawn with a pencil, but this is actually ink. It's really beautiful. The artist is named Kyoko, and the dog who's featured in this was actually the owner's dog of this art shop that we went and checked out. Bear and I really loved this because for a really long time when we were first dating, when we would send each other like gifts and stuff on our phones. Back in the ye old age of, I don't know what, 2012, 2013, we would always send like cat and dog stuff just like this, because I'm like this tiny cat and he's this big dog. And now it is Snek and Bear, but this is always what we would send to each other. So I really loved this. I thought this was so beautiful. So we ended up picking this up too. So it's great. Oh, fantastic question, Mr. Oreo. Question, does anyone own the chickens or are they wild? So they used to be owned by people. There was a very big hurricane in the 1990s that hit Kauai. Hurricanes are pretty uncommon for Hawaii. They don't tend to land on shore. They might get like some effects from them. But this was a pretty major hurricane and it slammed right into Kauai. It leveled a lot of the island. You wouldn't even be able to tell now. Everything has been rebuilt to be hurricane proof. But during that time, a lot of people who owned chickens, I mean, all the fences and all the chicken coops were completely blasted open. And so while the entire island was being rebuilt, bless their hearts. Oh, what an ordeal to go through. God damn. Especially after like all of the gains that had recently been made. Yes, Hurricane Iniki. It was a hell of a thing. A lot of chickens escaped into the wild and now they just kind of live everywhere. So you will see chickens all over the place. For sure on Kauai, I think in some other places too, but Kauai was hit like full force by this hurricane. Is that why there are pigs too? Pigs, kind of. Pigs are sort of one of those things that like, if there is a way for a pig to escape into the wild, they will find a way. And then they will become wild pigs and then they will become a problem. But yeah, a lot of them were released into the wild during that time. They have actually been the problem children of the two. Like, chickens are just very funny, like running around. You run into them. They're surprisingly bold. Like, we were trying to avoid them, like, driving around, and they'll just stand, like, right next to the car, and they're just like, I'm not scared of you. Who do you think I am? And you're like, God, I'm trying not to hit you. But yeah, the pigs are just out here, just running around doing shit. They're pretty crafty, though. You know, it's a fair point, Kitsune. Can you pet them? No. As soon as they see you reaching towards them, they're like, oh, nope, nope, nope. And then they'll just run off, go away. I saw some people that were trying to reach out to pet a chicken, and the chicken was like, nope, that's not happening. I'm only here to see if you drop any crumbs on the ground. God. So yeah, anyway, there's a lot of chickens all over the place. I also think that chickens are very tasty. But alas, these chickens, they are not to be messed with. They'll just gallivant all over the place, and they'll appear randomly. So yeah. Fantastic question, though. You know, pigs are very smart, very crafty, and will just wreck your shit. Like, we actually saw some wild pigs at the Luau when we were wandering around the grounds, and thankfully they kind of just were off doing their own thing. But yeah, please be very careful around wild pigs. This is a PSA to everyone. Wild pigs will mess you up. Oh my God, they have tusks. They can bite really hard. Please do not go to pet the wild pigs if you see a wild pig. Maybe go away from the wild pig. Maybe don't be nearby it. The folks who were at the luau, some folks were like, oh, look, it's the pigs. And yeah, everyone's like, no, don't go near the pigs. Don't go near the pigs. The pigs do not want you to be near them. Do not do it. They are effectively wild animals. Oh, God. Yeah, no, they can also charge pretty hard. Isn't that shit crazy? Oh, my God. Illyria, I once had my pet German Shepherd get bullied by a pig that was a 10th his size. They are definitely not to be taken lightly. Right? This is what I'm saying. Oh, so yeah. Even though the chickens are everywhere on the island, the pigs definitely are winning the war. So yeah, we were able to pick this up at the art market, which was wonderful. And then we also got to pick up these. Bear got me a little snake pendant, which is wonderful. I'm so excited to wear it. And then Mama Bear also just picked up a bunch of really beautiful jeweled pieces so that we could have a little bit of something to remember the trip by, which was very wonderful. So that was really fun. We were there for a couple hours, just like walking up and down the street. Checking out all of the places, buying a bunch of stuff, eating food. Oh, speaking of food, of course I have food pics for you all. This is actually poi. So the taro that I was talking about before, how you can use it in a lot of things, this is an excellent usage of poi. I loved this so much. They are just like fried mochi plus poi balls, and then you like have a bit of like coconut cream on the top. They were so good. Oh my God, it was amazing. They had a bunch of other street vendors that were selling poke, which was wonderful. I love poke. I can almost never get it because I am in a landlocked state. But it was very wonderful to be in a place that actually had fresh seafood that I was able to eat. So I had a poke bowl. That was wonderful. It's a bunch of fish and some greenery and some rice with very tasty sauce. It's delicious. I loved it so much. Yeah, no, they do look like takoyaki. Yeah, no, they're very, very tasty. They're, it was kind of like a sweet thing that we got. A Bear and Mama Bear picked up some sandwiches while we were there. A poke ball, yes. But of fish. It was wonderful. But yeah, poke is fantastic. I am very happy I was able to have a bit of it. That was fantastic. Huge fan. So that was really dope. After we visited the Hanapepe night market, we also went to southern Kauai in order to visit Poipu Town, which had a restaurant that we desperately wanted to go visit. This is something that Bear and I had been talking about for months leading up to this. That's right. We went to go have Puka dogs. We were so excited for this. It had become a meme. Every time that we were talking about going to Hawaii, we would just look at each other and say, Puka dogs. And yeah, they were fantastic. So Puka dogs are Hawaiian. It's a Hawaiian hot dog. Former stand, now a full like restaurant that you can go and check stuff out. Which was fantastic. So yeah, I'll walk you through exactly what goes into a Puka dog, but it was fantastic. Yes, you can get free lemonade for life if you purchase a Puka dog t-shirt. Oh, and Omnia, fantastic question. How was it getting around the island? I thought it was pretty easy. There's kind of only one major highway that goes through all of Kauai, but it's super easy to navigate. Like most of the time you can go anywhere from like 50 to 60 miles per hour going through the area, which made it pretty easy to travel. I will say that around some of the towns, traffic like slows down a little bit. So there was some stop and go that we had, but it was pretty easy to get around. And also the whole island is so pretty that you kind of just like stare out the window the whole time and you're like, wow. Holy shit, tropical areas are crazy. They're so pretty. But yeah, we ended up renting a car and then driving around. That was kind of a funny adventure that we had. We had originally booked like a reasonably small SUV. But I don't know, for some reason they upgraded our order to like a tank of a minivan. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. It was a tank. It wasn't a car. It was so big. Thankfully, it had one of those backup cameras that like tells you how far away you are from stuff. But like, oh my God, both Mama Bear and I were immediately like, ugh. How are we even going to drive this thing? So Bear ended up doing all of the driving because it was too big for Bear, but at least he had an easier time with it. That car was enormous. So yeah, even in a very enormous car, we were still able to make our way around. We were able to find parking. And yeah, we even, I'll get to that a little bit later, but we went up north where the road infrastructure starts getting like a lot leaner. Like there's a lot more one-way crossings where like people have to stop and then like some cars make their way and then they stop and then the other cars make their way across. But even that was pretty smooth. Everyone's got a pretty good system for getting that to work. So yeah. That's a great question, though. It was pretty easy to navigate. I think the only difficulty we had was when we were in the mountains. Cell coverage was significantly worse, and so Google Maps kind of just like gave up a couple of times. So it might not be a bad idea to have like a map. If you're going to go into the mountains in particular. Most of the island is like right along the coast when you're going around and visiting, but there are plenty of ways to like actually go up into the mountains. And yeah, like a lot of mountains, you kind of lose cell reception. So it's a good idea to look up where you're going ahead of time. Maybe like look it up on Google Maps ahead of time, write it down, and then like just start looking for land markers and stuff. That is what we had to do at a certain point. That's funny. There's so much that we did during that time. I'd totally forgotten about that. Thank you for asking about that. That was a great question. Oh, but yeah, so we, in our armored vehicle of a car, made our way down to southern Kauai to go and get puka dogs and to go and visit the beach down there, which was beautiful. Southern Kauai is a part of the island that gets the least amount of rain. It's actually a pretty rainy place to go and visit, which is great. I like rain. I like rain when it's not flooding my basement. Then it was very, like, every time it rained, it would just be like a pretty quick downpour and then it would stop. So, we brought some ponchos with us just in case we needed them. But most of the time, you just very quickly, like, get underneath a shelter of some kind and then the rain passes and you're fine. But yeah, we went down to go and get puka dogs, which this is how you make a puka dog. So they gave us the option of either a regular sausage or a veggie dog. Just about everyone in line was all getting regular sausages, but I thought it was nice that they were offering veggie dogs because a lot of the rest of the menu is like very vegetarian friendly. And then there's a couple of options you have for what garlic lemon secret sauce are you going to put on your dog. I ended up going with the mild one. Because at that point, I was starting to feel a little under the weather, wouldn't you know? And I was like, maybe I'll avoid something spicy so that my throat doesn't get mad at me. But Bear ended up getting the hot, and then Mama Bear got the spicy. We were tempted to try the lava, but we figured we'd try some of the other options first. But yeah, no, it was super dope. Then they serve tropical relishes, which is so cool. I ended up getting the mango relish. Mama Bear got the pineapple relish, and then Bear got the banana relish. And unfortunately, they were all out of the Hawaiian mustard, which is passion fruit flavored, but that's okay. We didn't need mustard. We had everything that we needed. So we got our puka dogs. We went and we sat on the beach and we ate the puka dogs. Oh my god, they were so good. Oh, I'm gonna be dreaming of those puka dogs for a while. Holy shit. It turns out that if you take a hot dog and you just put a bunch of tropical shit on it, it turns out that tastes really goddamn good. Yeah, no, we were really excited to try the passion fruit mustard, but it is so popular that they were completely out when we went to visit. But that was okay. We got to try the other relishes. This was something that Bear afterwards was like, all right, I'm going to try and figure out how to make these at home. because I really want to try Puka dogs again. Puka dogs were fantastic. I was a huge fan. So yeah, if you're ever adventurous and you want to try the different types of relish, this is a possibility. This is a thing that exists, and it was very good. The complete inverse of rock dog, Puka dog. Exactly. But yes, no, thankfully we did not eat any molten rocks. There was no lava that was consumed. Bear was very tempted to try it, but ended up really enjoying the hot chili pepper instead. So yeah, that was super dope. Besides that, we did also go to try some fish. Besides my poke bowl, we also went and had some Hawaiian sushi, like of actual fish like caught in the area, which was super good. There is a sushi restaurant called Blue Wave on Kauai. They serve some stuff that they import from Japan, but most of the stuff on the menu is caught locally in Hawaii. And oh my God, it turns out fresh seafood is just kind of amazing. Fresh seafood is very good. Some of our favorites was the Hawaiian snapper. That was super dope. I had never had snapper before, so that was super fantastic. And we also had the toru taku hand rolls, which is some tuna, and it's wrapped up in these hand rolls that you can actually have. They were so fantastic. Our neighbors at a nearby table were like, "What did you order?" That looks so good. They were very sweet. We sat down and they were trying to tell us about more like casual rolls to pick up. They're like, "Oh, you should like get the volcano roll." And I had to unfortunately tell them that I cannot have avocado anymore, because my body decided it doesn't like avocado, and that's bullshit, but I have to listen to it sometimes. And they're like, "Oh no, that's such a shame. What are you gonna order then?" We're like, "Oh, we're just gonna get like the sushi. We're gonna get some sashimi and some nigiri." It was so good. The best thing that we had was the dry-aged kampachi. It's a yellowtail fish that's caught locally, and they had some yuzu that was put on top of it. That is in the very corner up at the top right. That shit was unbelievable. It was so damn good. I am very sad I will not be able to try that again. For a while. I'd actually never had dry-aged fish before either. That's something that this place was really proud of. And yeah, it was pretty dope. I'm hoping that's something that I'll be able to try again in the future. But that was super fun to like actually try fish that was from that area. I thought it was wonderful. Yeah, I know. I don't get to have any guacamole anymore, which is like the greatest travesty that has happened. I hate it so much. I love avocados so much, but yeah, no, my body has decided that avocados do not like me. So, alas, at least I can still have fish. That's good. So yeah, no, that was super tasty. Huge fan. Loved it. And then Mama Bear treated us to a whole snapper. So we had, like the sushi snapper. In particular, we had that as a sashimi. This is an entire goddamn snapper that's just sitting on that goddamn plate. It was absurd. It was huge. It was very spiny, but the meat was very tasty. And we had it with some ponzu sauce, which was very, very tasty. Oh, that's wonderful. I'm glad you all will consume much guac in my honor. That's wonderful. And you all should enjoy it. It's wonderful. This is perfect. And this was probably the most touristy place that we went to while we were there. But it was very tasty. It did have some very good food. It turns out that if you take a whole snapper and you cook it nicely and then you dip it in ponzu sauce, it tastes really good. Also, I did not order that lobster tail. It just kind of showed up with the dish, and then I'm like, okay, I guess I'm having lobster too. I was just looking for the snapper, so I had some lobster. It was very kind of Mama Bear to do this. Very, very kind. Oh God, that's a good question. How long was the fish? Okay, hold on. Let me think. I'm doing like measurements with my hands. Oh God, how long is that? That is close to a foot long. Let me look up what that is in centimeters. 2 centimeters. Ooh. It's about 30 centimeters. Oh, perfect. You already had done it. Snek maths, TM. Yeah, so about 12 inches or 30 centimeters. This fish was enormous. It was so big. Oh, God. Yeah, this was an expensive meal. This was Mama Bear was like, I'm covering this meal for y'all. And I'm like, okay, are you sure we can cover this? So she did not let us actually see the check. If I had to hazard a guess, I would say that the fish by itself was probably at least $60. Because, like, it's a whole fish that they have prepared and they have caught, and there's a whole lot of shit that goes with it. So that's an expensive meal by my estimation. I am terrified at how expensive it is with the lobster tail. But yeah, no. This is what I'm saying. It's true. Yeah, no, Mama Bear, anytime that she'd buy stuff, she'd just like shuffle away whatever the cost is. We tried really hard not to like get a bunch of expensive shit because, like, you know, this woman is just like muscling in and buying shit. But yeah, no, she insisted on this one, which is very kind. Yes, no, Mama Bear is so nice. Oh my God. So yeah, this was definitely like I don't think that I will ever try something like this again. And I'm very glad that I had the chance to do so. It was very cool. Getting to try something that was caught locally and like an enormous, terrifying fish like this. This was actually a picture taken by Bear. I was seated on the other side. You can see my plate in the distance. So I just got to see it from behind. I didn't get to see its terrifying eyes staring into your soul. But yeah, no, exactly. Omnia, you're so right. You don't turn down fresh fish from Mama Bear. That was pretty much how it went down. We were like, okay, I will not turn this down. This is very kind, extremely kind of you. So that was like the craziest meal that we had on the whole island. It was Mama Bear being like, all right, whole fish, let's go. The best fruit that we had, we went to a local farmer's market and we're trying to find breadfruit. There was no breadfruit that day, which was so sad. We were able to pick up some pineapple grown locally by people because all of those old plantation farms are gone now. And I will say that Hawaiian pineapple is absolutely insane. Like, it is, turns out, fresh fruit in the tropics is so good. It is so very good. And some of the freshest fruit that we had was on a chocolate tour that we did. Yes, we went on a chocolate farm tour, which was crazy. This shit was crazy. This that you were looking at was our very kind tour guide who showed us what chocolate looks like before it is fermented. So this is a cacao fruit. This is what it looks like on the inside. All of those like kind of white slimy things, that's all like the cacao fruit itself. And then there's all of these cacao seeds that are inside of those. I thought that I had that as the next slide. Oh, I actually have a cross section of what that looks like inside. I'll get around to that in a minute. So this chocolate farm that we went to is called the Lydgate Chocolate Farm. It is in an interesting situation. Chocolate is not native to Hawaii. It grows extremely well there. And in particular, it grows really well alongside traditional canoe crops. So a lot of chocolate farmers have been reclaiming all of that old plantation land that has torn up a lot of Hawaii and like ruined a lot of the soil. They are they're trying to reclaim that land to grow chocolate while also restoring Hawaiian land to pre-plantation conditions. It turns out that chocolate is pretty profitable, so it's an easy sell for a lot of people to try and get that going. But the fact that you can grow it alongside, like, sustainably a lot of other crops is super cool. So it wasn't just a chocolate farm, they were growing pretty much everything that you can think of. Which is crazy. They had a bunch of things. They had breadfruit, dragon fruit, they had sweet potatoes going. They had so much stuff that was all over the place. It was wild. They had oranges. They had soursop. It was so crazy. If Polynesians had access to cocoa, would it be a Canoe food too? I think it would be. Because, like, if you think about it, this shit has so much, like, the amount of calories inside of this shit would be crazy. So, yeah, the fact that it grows really nicely with a lot of this stuff, it's been an interesting evolution. Like, this is not the only thing that people are doing with old plantation land. There's a really cool slide that I'll get to that shows off what a lot of former plantation land has become. But I think this is really cool that a lot of folks are able to grow something that works super well with those canoe crops, while also finally restoring the land to what it was. This particular farm has been going for over 20 years, so they are already seeing a lot of the positive effects of doing that. They're seeing the return of a lot of animals to the area, like a lot of birds are actually coming back, which is really cool. The condition of the soil, they send it for testing all the time just to see how it's doing, and it's recovering really nicely. It's super awesome. I don't know, it was like a really positive experience to see, like, this is something that was not native to this area, but it is something that, like, the community has embraced because, like, it's a point of pride that, like, they're growing so well and, like, able to bring back a lot of these really important culturally and, like, nutritionally important plants too, which is awesome. How many greedy children were eliminated on this chocolate tour? Isaac, that is a fantastic question. There actually weren't any children on our tour, so I don't know. Maybe they were already gone. Maybe they were already gone. The chocolate factory has claimed them. So Hawaiian chocolate is pretty new. I mentioned that this particular farm is only about 20 years old. A lot of Hawaiian chocolate is in that position. It's slowly becoming more well known. So in the meantime, a lot of the money that they actually make is from guided tours. Depending on the year, it's anywhere from 20 to 40% of their profits. Which is wild. So yeah, this is like pretty directly supporting them to go on these tours like we did. So that then people can learn about the chocolate and spread the word, which is what I am now doing. Now you all know that Hawaiian chocolate is a thing. It exists, which is pretty cool. So this is what chocolate looks like before it is fermented. It has this whitish color. The actual fruit we got to try, which was super cool. So there is this white fruit on the outside. It is very sweet. It tastes a bit like mango, actually, when you're tasting it. So it was very tasty. And then on the inside are these dark purple cacao beans, or seeds is what they technically are. So yeah, it's super cool. They're very bitter when they're first picked off of the tree, but they undergo a very long fermentation process. And at the end of it, the entire fruit has taken on this much darker color. This cacao like seed is considerably less bitter than it was before. So yeah, it's super cool. And yes, Dohiwario, you are exactly right. This chocolate is considerably more ethical than a lot of chocolate that you can obtain because their workers are paid very well. And are all like, this is their job. Like, this is something that they get to do. They get to try the chocolate that they make, which is really, really cool. So yeah, Hawaiian chocolate, recently in the last couple of years, it has been winning international awards. They sent in like the full, like actual pod, like these things that you see on the tree here, because that way the judges can make sure there's no like processing or stuff that you're doing with it. And yeah, they won 2 different chocolate farms in Hawaii, won first and second place. Which is crazy. So yeah, this stuff tastes fruity when you try the chocolate. There is no fruit or any additives to it. It's just, that's how it tastes. It's crazy. So yeah, this stuff is really awesome. It is well worth like looking into. I'm hoping that it is able to expand more. And now you folks know about it. It's super awesome. It's a great way to like actually taste some chocolate, and the people who are paid to make it are paid well and get to do a lot of stuff that they love. It's also really nice because chocolate is one of the few plants that you can get away with not doing a lot of fungicide and pesticide stuff. The funguses and the pests that go after chocolate are pretty easy to deal with. There's a lot of like physical things that you can do without actually spraying for them. So they were very proud of the fact that like they don't have to spray a bunch of chemicals for their things. So yeah, super dope. That is not always the case with agriculture. There's only so much that you can do for some pests, but it's really nice that they don't have to deal with that there. So they won first and second. Did they perform a winning live? Oh, you know it. Oh man, but yeah, no, I think that you were absolutely right, Sukitsune. The volcanic soil, like especially now that they've had so many decades to help it like get back to what it was, before all these goddamn plantations just ruined the soil forever. Yeah, they have done a really incredible job of being able to grow on like really nutritious soil. It's super cool. Yeah, exactly. The mixed crops helps a lot. They talked a lot about how they like intersperse all of their chocolate trees with a bunch of different types of plants because they grow really well together. And yeah, it also helps with a lot of the pest stuff, which is super cool. And of course, they're always looking at breeding more resistant trees too, because I think that that's like always a part of agriculture. So yeah, I think that's awesome that they're doing this work. It was super fun. We really had a great time here. Besides all of these adventures, the bear family also made sure just to take it easy on the beach. It was nice. We got to visit a couple of different beaches all over the island, just going and checking things out. The water is like the perfect temperature. It's warm. It's warm water. It's so nice. That was fantastic. A bear and I hung out just walking along the beach for a while. A bear would have these really big steps that I was trying to like slither into behind him, and then the sea would just come like rushing up and then splash all over us. I was laughing really hard when we were doing that. It was great. So that was super good. And I am very happy to report I am miraculously not sunburnt. It is amazing. I used so much sunscreen. Oh my God, just to make sure that everything was okay. We had originally planned on going snorkeling at one point, so I was trying to look up like whether or not it was okay, the sunscreen that I had to go snorkeling, but then I became ill. And we're like, you know, with a stuffy nose, maybe snorkeling is a bad idea. So we didn't go snorkeling. So that was fine. Ended up using a lot of sunscreen while we were just on the island, and I am safe now. How many bottles did you go through for the tail alone? No comment. Anyway, we won't go through the expenses of making sure that my entire snake tail is not You know, it's gotten a lot harder too, if we are going to talk about it, now that my tail has grown a lot longer. Like, I wasn't expecting that. Like, I didn't really think about it ahead of time, but like, you do require like twice as much sunscreen when your tail grows twice as long. Like, what are you supposed to do? I don't know. I had to have Bear help me just spray the whole damn tail down, and you're like, oh God, I need another bottle. But anyway, that was fantastic, just to go and visit a bunch of the beaches. However, as I have mentioned, it is now time. After all these wonderful adventures that we had, going all over the island, I started to get sniffly. And then I started sneezing uncontrollably. And then my voice started to go. That was actually the part where I'm like, oh my God, what is this that I have contracted? Thankfully, it was not COVID or the flu, because I had been vaccinated for those very recently, which means that this is some other bullshit. Apparently, RSV is a thing that has become a huge problem in the last couple of years, so I'm going to blame that. Thankfully, there are vaccines for that now. Unfortunately, I did not know that when we went and got our vaccines this year. So I did not get vaccinated for that. And I'm now cursing this person who sat next to me on the plane for that. So anyway, that'll be next year's problem. This year, I got sick in Hawaii. The good news is that when you get sick in Hawaii, it is better because the fact that it's very humid all the time means that like your throat won't ever dry out, and like it's much easier to like deal with stuff. That has been less fun coming back to the Midwest of the United States, where it is very cold and very dry. But thankfully, I am through the worst of it. So for the last little bit of the trip, I became sick. It seems like my immune system was like, you know what, Yumie? It's time to get all of the colds. Just get all of them at the same time. So I don't know. I got sick for the last portion. So we had to just like take it easy. Thankfully, by that point, we had visited just about all the places we wanted to go. There was only 2 more places that we wanted to go. So I got a ton of cold meds. I got my Advil. By the way, this was truly a sickness that made me appreciate the wonders of modern medicine. It's amazing how you can take a pill and then like a lot of your symptoms clear up. How crazy is that shit? That's wild. I also had to take a bunch of Advil because my throat was so sore. I actually thought it was strep for the first day because my throat was so bad. But the fact that I had like head cold symptoms too, it was like, no, it's not strep, it's something else. But yeah, at that point, Bear and Mama Bear were kind of resigned to the fact that they were probably gonna get sick. I can now report confidently that Mama Bear is built different. Because that woman did not get sick. I don't understand how, or like, I don't know how she's able to do this, but like that woman almost never gets sick. But yeah, Bear and I both got sick with the same thing. He got it about 3 days after me. So I am now mostly recovered. If I pulled Bear in right now, he would sound like this with like a really stuffy voice. So yeah. He is currently playing video games downstairs with a bunch of tea and a bunch of cold meds. And after this, I will go join him and we're going to go and just hang out. For days, we've been doing nothing but watching anime and a very particular YouTube channel that I will tell you all about at the very, very end. I know, isn't this bullshit? So yeah, thankfully, Mama Bear is built different. She is a mom. They are built of different stuff. But yeah, no. So I'm glad that she didn't get sick, but the 2 of us have been sick. So I'm sorry, Bear. I'm sorry that I contracted this and then gave this to you. But yeah, thankfully at this point, I had enough cold meds in my system that we could go check out some outdoorsy things where I wouldn't be around a lot of people, so I wouldn't like infect people, but we could still check out stuff. So we had 2 more places they were gonna go visit. So I got a bunch of cold meds. My purse was just full of lozenges, and we set forth onto our last adventure. One of the last places that we visited was the Allerton Gardens, which is in South Kauai, which had come highly rated from a lot of people online who were like, you have to go and see the Allerton Gardens. They're just gorgeous. You're going to learn all this stuff about Hawaii, and it's going to be super great. So we went to the Allerton Gardens. And they were, oh boy, you sure learned a lot about Hawaii, but I don't think in a way that a lot of people thought. You all today have learned a lot of things about Hawaii. It will serve you very well as we now go into the Allerton Gardens together. So this 80-acre garden, if I'm being brutally honest, it is a rather depressing testament to Hawaii's colonial history and how some parts of the state are still in the firm grasp of moneyed interests. It was not a pleasant jaunt through gardens. It was more like, oh God. Oh, why is this here still? Oh my God. So the Allerton Gardens used to belong to the Hawaiian Monarchy. You all know. You all learned about that earlier in our Yumie PowerPoint. But in 1938, a Chicago business mogul purchased the land for $50,000. Yeah. Even adjusting for like inflation, I think that's close to like 2 million today. That amount of land would be worth so much money today, and they just barely bought it for anything. So anyway, they bought the land and transformed it into a personal sanctuary, complete with expensive water features, which are very impressive but scream opulence, and statues that the owner pressured people to sell him. Like the man who was doing the guided tour with us is like over here being like, yes, and now we turn to this statue from this Hawaiian sculptor who Allerton personally went to and was like, you will sell me the statue. And she was like, no, I'm not going to sell you the statue. And he's like, but what if I offered you more money? And she's like, no, I'm not going to sell you the statue. Until he offered so much money, it was ludicrous. Like, it would fund so many things in her life. And she's like, God damn it, fine, I'll take the money. But my stipulation is that this statue cannot leave Hawaii. It has to stay here on this island. And so it's there in the garden, and they're like, oh, isn't that wonderful that he was able to pressure this woman into selling this priceless sculpture that she had created? And you're like, God, yeah, that's super great. And there's a bunch of stories like that throughout the garden where they're like, yes. And then he pressured this Italian business into creating a custom mold so that he could have these statues of mermaids. And you're like, good God. This place. So yeah, it is a garden that has a lot of things in it. Yes, look at all of my expensive purchases. I think the most egregious thing, though, if I'm being completely honest, is that before he died, Robert Allerton, the Chicago business mogul, made a trust for the gardens, stating that they could never be changed and that people could only see the gardens in guided tours, where all the guides would have to give a history of how great Robert Allerton was and all of the amazing things that he did creating these gardens. And they used to be plantation lands after they were taken from the Hawaiian monarchy, but he turned them into gardens. And you're like, yeah, but he turned them into gardens forever. Like, this land, unless something else is done with it, is just going to be a testament to his opulence forever. You don't find that to be kind of ghoulish? Like, I think that's pretty messed up. I think that's extremely messed up, especially when a lot of the rest of this island, people have fought really hard to get their land back. Ugh. So anyway, there you have it. These are the Allerton Gardens. I don't know that I would necessarily recommend them. They are something that you could go and check out, but I think there are other things that you can do with your time. Other ways to spend your time that are better served there. But yeah, no, that is a good way of putting it. It does scream desperation and low self-esteem. That's what I'm saying. They have this entire thing, like half of the presentation that the guides give is actually good history. They talk about the Ahupua'a, like all of those structures, like how the societies worked. So they talk about the monarchy, but it's in a very like, I don't know, like pro-wealth way. They're like, oh, isn't this beautiful? All these things that I did with this land. And you're like, yeah, but like, this is land that like belonged to other people like a long time ago. I think that would be cool if they can maybe get it back. So yeah, anyway, I was disappointed by the Allerton Gardens. They are very pretty. We got some very pretty pictures while we were there. But yeah, the Allerton Gardens are also a place that are constantly leased out for movies. Like that was brought up a lot during our tour was, oh, did you know that Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides was filmed here? Oh, did you know that parts of Jurassic Park were filmed here? Because Allerton imported these Australian trees. Like trees that usually live in mangroves that are like buffeted by a lot of heavy waves and sand and things like that. He imported these trees to Kauai and then put them in his garden. And because the volcanic soil is just cracked trees, these trees are enormous. They just grew like crazy out of the ground. And yeah, they ended up using them for parts of Jurassic Park when they're like hiding from like dinosaurs, or they're finding some of the T-Rex eggs and stuff like that. Oh my God, Rex Diablos, exactly. I want to see the garden, not the history of commercialization. Yeah, so anyway, we got to hear a lot of those stories, and you're like, oh, wow, yeah. Oh, God. So yeah, a bunch of films have been shot in these gardens. Also, that was a fun story. When we were learning about Jurassic Park, did you know that the portions of Jurassic Park that were filmed on Kauai happened during that hurricane we talked about earlier? Hurricane Iniki? Yeah, they shot that scene in the Allerton Gardens the day before the hurricane hit. And then as the hurricane was bearing down on the island, all of the people who were manning the cameras were told to get shots of the oncoming hurricane so that they could use it as storm shots for the film. So they like lashed these people with ropes and like opened up the windows as a hurricane was like bearing down on the island just so they could get some footage of the hurricane. So like, yikes. Yikes. None of them knew how bad the hurricane would be, but whew, worker protections really have improved a lot. In a very short period of time. It's kind of amazing that that even happened. So yeah, that was fun. That was another story that our guide was telling us. He had the, like, I don't know, this man was like, it had the cadence of someone who's like, oh yes, no, it was bad. But now also let's turn to this part of the garden and go stare at some more statues. And I'm like, my man, that is a crazy thing that you just told us. That is a crazy story that just came out of your mouth. So I don't know, maybe I'm selling some of you on checking out the Allerton Gardens as like a wild thing. But like, there are other things that you can do on the island that are not this. I guess I did learn some things about Hawaii. But yeah, I mostly just learned about how this land just continues to exist here. That's true. He has told that story many, many times, so I guess he is desensitized to it. But yeah. Oh my god. So, anyway, it was a depressing example of colonial interests still grasping onto land ownership after they've died. The good news is that our trip did not end there. There was something else that we went to go and see, which was on the complete opposite side of the island, up north, in Hanalei. In stark contrast to the disappointing Allerton Gardens, we did get to see the Hanalei National Wildlife Refuge, and that really made my heart happy. This is a really, really cool area, as opposed to the Allerton Gardens, which is the legacy of a man who was clutching on to land that is not his and does not belong to him. The Hanalei National Wildlife Refuge is a place where a lot of sugar plantations used to be and has now been transformed into a wildlife refuge. But it is not just a refuge, it's also an important cultural touchstone. In 1972, activists and scientists established the refuge to help bring back endangered waterfowl, and as part of that process, they also brought back traditional taro farming, which had coexisted back in the early Polynesian era. A lot of these waterfowl, they had all disappeared because they didn't have a lot of the area that they used to live in. A lot of this taro farming that used to happen here had disappeared when those plantations had shown up. And a lot of them are coming back now, which is super cool. Yeah, exactly. The legacy of a small, insignificant man versus a wildlife refuge. I think this is really, really cool. It's unlike a lot of wildlife refuges I've been to because you actually have people who their ancestors used to work with nature on this land actually getting to go back and do that again, which is amazing. I think that's so cool. This agricultural system, which had existed hundreds of years ago, is returning to Hawaii. Slowly but surely. It has been a very long, very hard-fought process, but slowly portions of Hawaii are actually getting regained to do this again. This entire wildlife refuge is an Ahupua'a. It's showing off the mountain, the stream, the farming, the wildlife is coming back. This is so cool. Of all of the parts of the island that we saw, this was the most stunningly gorgeous, with rolling mountains, singing birds that you could hear all over the place, and humans living together. It was so cool to see. They also had a lot of really helpful signage all over the place, just explaining things. They don't let you get too close to where the actual farms are. You can just kind of look down to see, with a bunch of educational things talking about how hard it was to fight for this and how happy they are that they have actually gained this land back. It's beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. So yeah, this was a really wonderful contrast to the Allerton Gardens, and also brings us full circle to everything I was talking about at the beginning, where this is the version of Hawaii that everyone is trying to fight for, trying to get back to, something that was sustainable, that could actually support all of the people that were living there, actually working on the land in a way that will not tear it up and ruin things forever. They've shown you all the chocolate farms that are trying to bring back a lot of the important canoe crops to these areas, as well as very well-paying jobs to people. And yeah, just a lot of really wonderful cultural touchstones. The art market, Puka dogs, so many cool things that we got to go see. It was truly an incredible vacation. I'm so glad I was able to share it with you folks. So even though the fight for Hawaiian land is still ongoing, it's really lovely to see the hard work of activists and politicians is paying off like this, and it must continue to do so. It's wonderful. Yeah, Rex Diablos, that is a very fair point. There has been a lot of talk in Hawaii about potentially trying to just take back their own sovereignty. completely separating from the United States. There's a lot of pros and cons to both sides of that. If that is a thing that ends up happening in my lifetime, I think that would be totally fine. Puerto Rico has talked a lot about that as well. Puerto Rico is a territory of the United States. You remember we talked about that before, difference between territory and state. Puerto Rico is a territory, and they have talked a lot about maybe separating. In some capacity. Either way, whether there is a complete separation or whether there is a lot more like, okay, if we're going to be a full state, we need to like really get like some support getting this shit figured out. I think that would be incredible. So yeah. So I think that would be pretty cool if all of that goes down. Fine for me, less states and territories to remember. Yeah, the thing that I always think when I talk about the United States is I don't really think it's fair to call us like, we are one country, but like we're kind of like a bunch of mini countries all stitched together. Like a bunch of our states are the same size as like European countries. And like some of the cultural differences are like comparably big. I do think there is like a general like American friendliness that exists across a lot of the United States, which I personally like a lot. Having visited a lot of other places, I've never been to a place that's quite as smiley as the United States is. Everyone is just like very willing to smile and wave and like roll up to you if you're a very friendly looking snake and just start talking to you. So yeah, I don't know. I think that like that is something that I like a lot about like a United States identity, but also it would be okay if Hawaii and Puerto Rico and a lot of other places decided that they want to be smiley on their own. That would be totally okay. But either way, because both of them are part of our union, I think it is very important to support them and to make sure that they are able to regain a lot of their culture and a lot of this land that belongs to them. So yeah. Thank you for joining me for my Yumie PowerPoint today, y'all. I hope that this was very informative for you folks, not just on how my vacation was, but also some really important history of us humans. Also, I'm sorry, Britain, you're out here just taking strays as I'm talking about your legacy. As an American, unfortunately, we gotta hold that. We gotta hold that. It's part of our legacy. It's not great, but we gotta hold it, you know? Oh my god. Oh my god. Ah, the donations are coming in. Jesus Christ, you crazy people. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Companion Cube, thank you for the donation. Amazing. You go on vacation and come back with a history lesson. Happy to know that you had a good time. Welcome back. And thanks for the story time. Of course. Thank you all for joining me for story time. Thank you all for joining me. And magical. Thank you. I'm so glad that you're able to figure out how to get your name back. YouTube tried to keep us down, but they won't do it. You can also change your display name just like magical. I'm glad that you all thought this was a good PowerPoint. It's wonderful. Y'all are so damn kind. Thank you. Oh, Illyria, I expected just to learn about a great vacation. I learned a bunch more too. That's wonderful. Excellent. Oh, man. So the last couple of things I will leave you all with. For the last few days of our vacation, we spent a lot of time giggling at all the chickens running around, constantly making noise, always showing up and having a great time. And when we would return for the evening, I am now going to curse you all, bless you all, blurse you all with the knowledge of a YouTube channel. which my sick brain, in my sickened state, found absolutely hilarious. This is a bear special. This is something that got recommended to Bear, and then we ended up watching it while both of us were ill, and we showed it to Mama Bear, and then all three of us would just watch this when we would get back in the evening. Bring it, I'm ready. Okay, awesome. All right, prepare yourselves. Some of you may already be familiar with this channel. If you are not, you have now been blessed. We watched so many ordinary sausage videos. Ordinary Sausage is a Chicago man. A Chicago man with a very perfectly goofy voice. And he has a sausage making production and in his kitchen. And for a long time, he made regular sausages. But this man does not make regular sausages anymore. No, do not be fooled. He does not make ordinary sausages. He makes cursed sausages. And then tries them for posterity. So many wild sausages have been made. He has made lutefisk sausage. He has made a shark sausage. He has made cat food sausage, which ranked shockingly high. It turns out a lot of cat food is actually like pretty reasonably rated for human consumption too. Yeah, just a lot of things. Some of them are so cursed that you're like, oh no, please don't make that sausage. And yeah, when you're very, very sick and you just want to laugh at something, this is what we watched. I would never recommend making any of the things that this man makes. I honestly wonder if he's okay. But at a certain point, Bear and I just started chanting sausage at each other. It became a refrain similar to Puka dogs. And so for the last like 2 weeks, every single day, we've been watching some ordinary sausage before going to bed. So anyway, now you all have been blessed too. I will say, if you watch the videos and you're like, oh, I can't watch this. This is, I can't do it. This is too crazy. That is okay. That's probably a normal reaction. But yeah, if you find yourself also morbidly fascinated by this man and his journey, there you have it. He eats plenty of normal ass shit too, but then he eats like very crazy things. So, yeah. When you wanted to know how the sausage was made, indeed. Uematsu, I just took a sneak peek, bless the share. He has like a little jingle that he does when he's making the sausage too. Like at a certain point, you start repeating it with him. It is an illness. It is an illness that we all have. So I got sick during my time in Hawaii, consumed all of this ordinary sausage, and now I am infecting you all with this sickness too. This is the real vacation gift, as I'm infecting you all with this. But yeah, he has multiple different jingles when he's making the sausages. He actually was getting copyright claimed for a while. I've now watched so much of his content that I know like a bunch of random lore shit. He was getting copyright claimed by like Disney and other places because he would hum sausage versions of their songs. No, Omnia, you're totally fine. I thought me watching bee rescue videos was weird. No, it's okay. We all find crazy shit to watch online. So, yeah. Yumie here bringing us a pandemic as a souvenir. So I'm sorry. This is by no means an obligatory thing. You do not have to watch Ordinary Sausage. But if you do watch him, I'd have fun. So anyway, I think that's the last slide. Yes, the last slide. All right, folks, that was my vacation roundup from going to Hawaii. I'm so glad that I was able to share all this stuff with y'all. This was wonderful. look forward to a bunch of fun streams now that I'm back. We do have American Thanksgiving is coming up next week, but I am still streaming 5 times next week. We're just stacking it up kind of right at the beginning before I go and devour a bunch of turkey and potatoes. So yeah, we got a bunch of fun shit. And then after next week, it's December, which means it's holiday time. I'm going to have a brand new BGM. I'm going to have a different loading screen, an ending screen, which is going to be great. And we're going to have a super awesome December together. I've got a bunch of holiday themed stuff that will be coming up. I might even have a video that will actually drop on the channel, which would be super dope. Oh, I missed you all so much too. I'm sorry that this ended up being 2 weeks instead of a week and a half. I only meant for it to be a week and a half, but then I got sick, and then Densetsu.exe debuted, and I'm like, oh shit, I don't want to I don't want to have my stream like at the same time as them, and that's when I normally stream. I want to go and watch them. So yeah, by the way, if you haven't checked out Densetsu, they're awesome. I'm gonna go post their stuff in the chat. Hold on. Densetsu exe. Oh, their group collab is happening right now. Can I raid into that? I don't know. They might not have raid stuff set up. Yeah, no, they're fantastic. It's a bunch of people who they wanted. There we go. There you go. Oh, God. I was trying to pin it. There we go. Okay. So they are all VTubers who have been VTubing for a very long time. And they tried to create an idol group within VShojo, and then VShojo collapsed before they were able to. So it seemed like all hope was lost for them until they were able to partner up with Setsuna Production, who are awesome. They're kind of what VShojo should have been. As far as like management support and sponsorships and things like that. So all of them have debuted as an idol group, which is wonderful. I would highly recommend going and checking out all of their debuts. I think most people will be familiar with Mint Fantome. Oh, she's wonderful. She's so wonderful. But please go and check out Phoebe and Vicky Roman as well. Both of them are so talented. I cried so hard during Phoebe's debut. It was so wonderful. She did like a whole, like, I don't know, she's like one of my people. Like someone who like puts a lot of effort into like a whole like scripted section with like all of her previous models and incarnations all showed up to like wish her well and to send her off to her future model. It was incredible. I cried so much. And then Vicky Roman is just an absolute blast. Holy shit. Absolutely insane. So cool. She is an enka singer. She's so talented. She's so funny. She's aggressively British, with just a wonderful sense of humor. She's incredible. I actually, when Phoebe said that she wanted to see a Tsuchinoko, I thought of a fan art idea. So I might be drawing some of that soon. I cannot believe it took me this long to find Phoebe. She's so cool. Oh my God. She's also, if I'm not mistaken, Filipino. So yeah. Represent, man. It's great. So yeah, I am super excited. We have so much stuff that's coming up. Let me see. Will it let me? Okay, moment of truth, y'all. Oh God. Stream settings. Edit. Ah, why has YouTube Studio changed everything? Okay, I want to see. Can I raid into them? I'm gonna try it. If it doesn't work, I've got the link. So let me go see redirect. Oh my God, can I? Can I? Can I? I think I can! I think I can actually raid into them! Okay, perfect. Oh my God, I'm happy I streamed when I did. Okay, I think the raid is actually gonna happen. Okay, excellent. Okay, I can raid into their group collab. They just started 20 minutes ago. So go hang out, go and check them out. If you're watching this live, if you're watching this after the fact, please go and check out the main densetsu.exe. They do the .exe because it's kind of an idol thing to do. It's adorable. But yeah, please go and check them out. I'm gonna send you folks over. When you go say hi, please tell them congratulations, and that you're so excited to check out their idol group and their songs, and yeah, just hang out. Have a good time. They have such good energy. They're wonderful. Okay, save. Okay. Oh my god, I can't believe it. It actually lets me. That's so dope. Okay, excellent. Excellent. All right, folks. I will see you very, very soon. I look forward to, I'll have a schedule posted soon. I'm actually going to have the schedule on YouTube as a stream. I have been having some issues with community posts for a while, and I realized I could just do something that a lot of other streamers do, which is just make a fake stream for the future and just change the thumbnail every week to have my stream. So, like my streaming schedule. So I'm gonna do that. We're just gonna do that. I'll still have my schedule posted on all the other normal places of social media, but for YouTube specifically, I'm tired of community posts breaking, so I'm just gonna make it a stream. But yeah, look forward to that and a bunch of waiting rooms soon. All right, folks, I will see you all very, very soon, and yeah, I'll go and hang out with you folks as we go head over to Densatsu's stream. Alrighty, it's Yumie! God, it's so nice to be back. Ah! Alright, we'll play the intro, not the intro, the ending screen for a minute, and then I'll have you all go over. Bye! Outro, that is what it's called. I even have that written on my OBS. You know, I am mostly recovered from the sickness, but my brain doesn't work so good sometimes. The outro. Oh, God. Yeah, brain no work good sometimes. Sometimes you want it to work and the words just don't do it. Like street truck. The isekai truck's cousin, street truck.